Hello Tigers, and welcome to the TMNtv Newscast for Wednesday, September 12th, 2018. Stay tuned for the latest news at Fort Hays State University and around the nation. I am your news anchor, Jenna Hawley, and Haley White will be along later with sports. But first, here's what's making news in Tigerland. Fort Hays State President Tisa Mason will be the focus of Friday activities during her inauguration. The event will take place at 10 a.m. at Gross Memorial Coliseum on campus. Mason was named the 10th president of the university by the Kansas Board of Regents in November. The day will begin with a community worship service at Celebration Community Church at 8 a.m., followed by the ceremony line of march at 9:15 a.m. at the Coliseum. Following the formal inauguration ceremony, there will be a celebration on the quad from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Classes will be canceled Friday morning and won't begin until 12:30. Mason was a former vice president of student affairs at FHSU and was serving as president of Valley City State University in North Dakota. She began her presidency at FHSU in January. FHSU students prepare for life after graduation as they attend the Making Your Mark, an assembly of scheduled events as a part of Career Readiness Week 2018, designed by FHSU's Career Services Department. TMN's Haley White captured these moments from a couple of events held this week.
Hillary Clinton's outfits, hair, and makeup were commented on. Some stats show over 1,000 times more than any male candidate in history. And the point is not to say if she was good, bad, or otherwise, but the point is, does it matter what she was wearing? Like, really? If she had been wearing something other than these pantsuits, there would have been something wrong with that too. Because women are never allowed to just wear what they have and not have to hear about it. Just be thought about for their brain. And it's frustrating. She was put on unpaid leave because she didn't wear pantyhose. And it was required on their dress code. That was why she was put on unpaid leave. Because I wanted to wear something that exhibited my fierceness and my personality and showed off my guns. Like I had all these ideas, right? And when I showed up for work that morning, this is still when I worked for someone else, my boss, female boss, said, "Oh, yeah, the photographer's here. You're gonna put on a jacket, right?" I was like, "No." And the headline ended up saying standing her ground. And I think it's because the reporter that was there that day saw me just boiling, but I didn't put on the jacket. No one would have ever said that to a guy. Why couldn't I be wearing this beautiful top that wasn't inappropriate in any way that I chose just for this occasion? Women earn 60% of all master's degrees and now are graduating at much higher rates from undergraduate than men are, but we're still only holding about 10% of board seats for Fortune 500 companies. That doesn't make sense to me. If we're the most educated and we're succeeding the most and we have the most degrees, shouldn't those numbers be proportionate? I question it.
You can run into somebody that could really be of service to you or you of service to them at any given time, including when you're riding in the elevator. And so how long does it take to ride an elevator? Well, if you're in the elevator in McCartney Hall, you have a good 30 seconds at least in there. Some elevators might take 5 seconds or 10 seconds. So what the exercise I have for you all today, this is one designed to get you to, somewhere within that time frame between 10, 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds. But if you just sit there and time out 45 seconds on your watch, you're going to realize that that's going to be a lot of time. And so you get to scale these to fit the time constraints that you have. Put on their resumes that they're good with people, or they're friendly, or they're charismatic, all those types of things, or they know how to be empathetic. It's difficult to point out a specific situation. A situation where you demonstrated financial analysis, leadership, communication as one of your major selling points. You've got to have that story with it.
Yeah, that's great. Conflict resolution or negotiating. Yeah, that's awesome. I ended up in Germany because I had a mentor, I had a champion. He introduced me to his big boss on a yacht. You been on a yacht? Been on a fishing boat? Okay, it's a lot bigger. So I go up to Washington, D.C. I'm ready to be the new officer in Jakarta. Where's Jakarta?
The decision by Nike to use former NFL quarterback Colin Kaepernick as a spokesperson campaign for its latest Just Do It campaign brought backlash and praise in many forms. Kaepernick was ridiculed by many in 2016 when he began to kneel during the national anthem before other players began following suit last year, creating more controversy. Tiger Media Network journalist McKenna Allen talked with some people on campus to get their take on the commercial. Zane Sweeten told her the commercial would not affect his purchasing of Nike products, as it has some people in the U.S.
I've been a Nike guy my entire life. My mom's been buying me Nike since I was 2 years old.
Yeah.
So it's not going to
It's
affect
just
me
canonic.
personally.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I like Nike no matter what. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, even if I wasn't, I probably would buy more Nike.
Right.
Others, including Avery Wilson, said Nike's choice to use Kaepernick had a negative impact, saying, quote, "Personally, I feel like it was a bad mistake because I lost respect for them because I don't really respect Kaepernick." Tuesday marked the 17th anniversary of the September 11, 2001 attacks on the World Trade Center, Pentagon, and Flight 93. President Donald Trump, who visited the Shanksville, Pennsylvania site of the United Flight 93 crash, said the flight was the moment the U.S. fought back. Trump said the 40 passengers and crew of the doomed plane attacked the enemy, according to the Tribune News Service. Trump said, quote, "They fought until the very end, and they stopped the forces of evil and defeated this wicked, horrible, evil plan." Thousands were killed during the terrorist attacks, including many first responders who rushed to the Twin Towers to help people after the planes hit. Last week, Forsyth Library hosted a unique event to familiarize students with what the library has to offer. Tiger Media Network reporter Nathan Johns filed this report about the event.
On Tuesday, September 4th, Forsyth Library held their third annual mini golf event, encouraging students to explore Forsyth Library and what it has to offer.
We have 9 holes scattered throughout the library, and each hole is kind of designed to bring students to a different area of the library and introduce them to a different service that's offered here.
Forsyth Library offers a variety of different services, all aimed towards helping students achieve academic success.
Here at the Learning Commons desk, we check out technology, books, other electronic resources, different things that they can access that the library provides. The Tiger Food Exchange, the Writing Center, the Maker Space. There's Tailored for Tigers downstairs. We even have a coffee bar in the front lobby and a whole bunch of different study rooms, study spaces. We also provide research help. Our librarians are here on call, on staff, to help throughout the whole research process. They can schedule an appointment, come in, call us, text us, email us, anything like that.
Forsyth librarians are extremely friendly, and above anything else, they just want to help you succeed.
Our biggest hope is just that they get into the library, get comfortable with the library. If they learn a few things about our services and resources that we have available to them, that's awesome. More with this one though, like I said, we just want them to kind of understand that the library is here for them, and that it's a place that they can come whenever they need to.
There's even a makerspace downstairs where students can learn to make and fix just about anything they can dream of.
Makerspace is about learning. We're down here, so if you want to learn how to replace RAM on your computer or something like that, or learn how to 3D print, learn how to solder, we have so many things that you can do. We are here to teach you skills. We're not here to do stuff for you. If you come down with a project, we'll help you figure it out and help you learn. We have 3D printers available to the public and students. If you find files online, you can come down, and we print at cost just 15 cents a gram, so an object size of this big, only a couple dollars.
The library doesn't always have to be a scary place, and Forsyth Library is no exception. They go above and beyond to make sure that you feel right at home.
We just want people to have fun and realize that the library is not a scary place and librarians aren't scary, so they can feel comfortable coming in to hang out or study or get some help.
Forsyth Library is your one-stop shop for everything academic. Whether you need some help on your next class project, some ideas for a writing assignment, or just want to hang out and study with some friends, Forsyth Library is the place to go. Forsyth Library is open 7:30 a.m. to midnight on Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday, and noon to midnight on Sunday. Until next time, I'm Nathaniel Johns with Tiger Media Network.
A large swath of the Atlantic coast is preparing for a potential deadly hurricane to hit later this week. Hurricane Florence was a Category 4 storm as it set its sights on the Carolina coast. President Donald Trump said the administration is totally prepared to respond to the hurricane. About 1 million people were asked to evacuate as the large storm barrels closer to the U.S. Officials expect the hurricane to make landfall as a Category 3 storm and then stall, causing large storm surges. They are predicting the region could be without power for weeks. The Tribune News Service is reporting that President Donald Trump is planning another meeting with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. The two leaders met nearly 3 months ago, but North Korea has failed to make any real motive toward denuclearization. Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said the White House has received a letter from Kim requesting a meeting. No exact date has been set for a potential meeting. Movie company IMAX recently signed a deal to open 14 laser theaters in China, according to the Tribune News Service. The first 2 theaters opened Saturday, while all of them are expected to be open by 2021. The venues will use the company's laser screening technology that provides crisper and more vivid images along with more immersive sound. Those are the stories making headlines in the world of news this week. After we return from the short break, Haley will be here with your sports update.
I think there's a perception out there that web and mobile application development is this field where you sit behind a computer all day and code. And that's not it at all, right? And there's even a perception out there that geek is bad. But I think students should embrace their inner geek. We don't code all day. We look at issues, we look at problems, and try to figure out the pieces of the puzzle and how to put them together to build things.
I was able to learn JavaScript, HTML, CSS, PHP, just kind of the whole 9 yards with that. So I really enjoyed the full program that they offered here.
Anything that you're interested in, the field of web and mobile application development, there's a value to. There's nothing like what we have in the informatics department. If you choose to take everything in the buffet that we offer, you'll be very well prepared for any type of job opportunity that's out there.
FHSU football did not end week 2 of the season the way they had hoped. Missed opportunities late in the game resulted in FHSU falling 23-13 to Missouri Western on Thursday night during the Griffins' home opener. The Tigers struggled to put points on the board while inside the red zone due to turnovers as not much time was left on the clock. This loss snapped the Tigers' 13-game winning streak in MIAA play. However, the Tigers hope to recover from last week with another home win this Saturday against the always competitive Washburn University. Both teams of this MIAA matchup head into Saturday's game with a record of 1-1. Defensive back Connor Shadid, tight end Matt Wendelberger, and head coach Chris Brown discuss what they take away from last week's loss and what they expect from the Ichabods on Saturday during this week's press conference.
So far, so good. I mean, we're using the emotion to get better this week in practice. Dudes are driven. We're working hard. We're getting better. I mean, if you were out there yesterday, which I don't know if I saw any of you guys, but we were running sprints after practice. So obviously, there's a lot of emotion. No, we're using it. It's fueling us. We're ready to get back out there, get this taste out of our mouth.
Washburn is very fundamental team. They're very disciplined. They do everything correctly. They do everything 100%. I mean, if we're not if we're not all there, then there's no chance of winning the game. But we all got to be in, all got to be locked in. Everybody's got to be committed. I mean, from film, weights to practice. You got to be all in this week to beat these guys. They're a great team.
Good guy calling the offense now at Washburn, and Brock's been there for a while, but now you got Zach Brock's to it, so they're going to change and mix some things up the way they like to do things. So it's just not what we did when we were there. So things are a little bit different. They still run the 4-2-5, they still run the 3-3 stack, just like we did when I was there, but they change up the coverages just a little bit. Offensively, now they're 11 personnel, locking some RPOs and things like that. So things have changed quite a bit, and players change too. So it's not as similar as people think we are, and understand each other as much as we used to. And things have changed quite a bit. So we just got to lock into what they're doing now and try to hone in on those things and then try to stop them.
Saturday's game is slated for 7 p.m. and it is blackout night at Lewis Field. Come out and support Tiger football by wearing black to the game. I sat down with Assistant Athletic Director Matt Cook earlier this week to discuss what special promotions are being held this weekend during halftime.
So this Saturday, we are going to do a blackout. So for all students, public, anybody, all the Fort Hays fans, we want you to put your black shirts on and come out. We don't do that, themes a lot, but we didn't really have a theme for this game. For the first game, it was kind of the kickoff classic, then we have homecoming and different things. So this game didn't really have a theme to go with, so we want to go blackout and just have everybody put their black shirts on and cheer on the Tigers. So that's going to be the plan for Saturday's football game. And we do kind of have a fun halftime promotion that we've come up with. We don't do stuff like this very often either, but we're going to be able to pick 10 contestants. It's going to be a random choice. We'll get some students, we'll get some fans out of the reserve side, some adults. Just different age groups of kids, students, whatever. So 10 contestants, they each are going to get one throw with a Nerf football. And this company that we're doing this promotion with, they're sending us their Nerf football. So I don't have any for anybody to come test out or try. But it's one throw from 35 yards away, and you have to throw it through a car window. And if you make it without touching anything, it's got to go straight through, you will win $5,000. So 10 contestants, they each get one throw. If you make it 35 yards away through the car window, somebody's going to win $5,000. And then if multiple contestants make it, they'll split the prize. So kind of excited about it. I want to get the word out about that. We'll do a lot of stuff on social media leading up to the game. Maybe even give out maybe have a few winners from social media, maybe from retweets or favorites about their promotion that we'll actually choose to come down at halftime and do the promotion. So I think it should be an exciting halftime.
FHSU men's soccer came out on top against Metro State on Sunday with a 4-2 win, which leaves the Tigers 3-1 on the season. FHSU's Sergio Villalba put the Tigers on the board early with a goal 5 minutes into the match. Luis Torres followed up with a goal of his own shortly after, and forward Santiago Agudelo scored 2 more FHSU goals to secure the win. The Tigers will be back in action on Thursday as they travel to San Diego, California to compete against the top 25 team Point Loma at 6:30 p.m. The FHSU women's soccer team settled with a 2-2 draw on Sunday against the previously undefeated and drawless CSU Pueblo squad. Senior midfielder Vianney Sanchez capitalized on a solo shot in the 13th minute of the match to give the Tigers an early 1-0 lead. FHSU held CSU Pueblo scoreless until the 41st minute of the match, where the Thunderwolves made their first goal with another to follow at the 50th minute. With 44 seconds remaining, Sanchez was assisted by Darby Hirsch, forcing overtime. Neither team was able to score during the extra time on the clock, which ended the match as a tie. This weekend, the Tigers will make their first home appearance as they face 2 conference opponents. On Friday, FHSU will face Emporia State at 7 p.m. On Sunday, the Tigers will compete against Nebraska Kearney at 1 p.m. Although both teams are in the MIAA, the matches this weekend will remain non-conference. FHSU volleyball struggled during this weekend's non-conference finale at the MIAA GAC crossover, falling to Southern Nazarene and Northwestern Oklahoma State on Saturday. FHSU ended the first match of the day against Southern Nazarene with a 3-0 loss, despite the close scores in all 3 sets. The Tigers also hung close in each set against Northwestern Oklahoma State, but were unable to finish on top with 25. FHSU ends non-conference play with a 6-6 record, with MIAA play right around the corner. The Tigers will compete in their first conference match of the season in Topeka on Friday against Washburn at 6 p.m. FHSU women's tennis starts their season off strong with a 6-1 win on the road against Hastings College. Natalie Lubbers, Aaliyah Ediger, Lauren Lindell, Nicole Lubbers, and Haley Weedman were able to claim this singles match against their Bronco opponents. 2 doubles matches were claimed by duos of Nicole Lubbers and Jimenez Lindenez and the duo of Ediger and Weedman. The Tigers next hit the road for the 2 consecutive Colorado matches next weekend. On Friday, the Tigers will face off against Colorado Mesa, followed by a Saturday match against CSU Pueblo. FHSU golf returned this week for both men and women's teams. The men finished 9th among MIAA teams and 18th overall during the Mule Invitational at the Mules National Golf Course in Missouri on Monday and Tuesday. The women's team placed 14th at the NSU Golf Classic on both days. The event was held at Cherokee Springs Golf Club in Oklahoma. The men are back in action next Monday and Tuesday when they travel to Muskogee, Oklahoma to compete in the NSU Men's Golf Classic at the Muskogee Country Club, and the women will travel to Grand Junction, Colorado to the Mesa Invitational at the Tierra Rado Golf Course also on Monday and Tuesday. Week 1 of NFL regular season returned with an exciting slate of games. The Kansas City Chiefs' high-powered offense led to the 38-28 win over the LA Chargers during the season opener on Sunday. Kansas City's receiver Tyreek Hill helped lead the Chiefs to their first win of the season with 3 touchdowns, one of which was a 91-yard punt return to open the game. Green Bay was able to make an unbelievable comeback against Chicago Sunday night. Packer fans were on the edge of their seats as Green Bay's quarterback Aaron Rodgers went down in the first half with what looked like a leg injury. The Bears led the half 17-0. Rodgers returned to the game in the second half, where he made one explosive play after another. Green Bay's defense was able to make game-changing stops late in the fourth quarter, which led to the Packers to beat the Bears 24-23. Sporting Kansas City left Children's Mercy Park with another win this weekend. Sporting KC claimed a 1-0 victory over Orlando City on Saturday, which put Sporting within 1 point of first place in the Western Conference. Midfielder Felipe Gutierrez made the game-winning goal in the 53rd minute of the match. Sporting KC will return back to action Saturday to take on the San Jose Earthquake at 9:30 p.m. on Fox Sports Kansas City and Fox Sports Midwest Plus. That's all we have for this episode. We will return next week for another TMNtv News. In the meantime, to stay up to date on the latest news and information throughout the week, visit tigermedianet.com. Until then, remember, roar Tigers.
The Tiger Media Network is Fort Hays State University's independent student media organization. It's a student employment opportunity where you can work for either the news side or the sports side. So you can be on live sports production, which produces all of the live sports broadcasts that we do, or you could be on the news side and do news stories covering things on campus, so presidential announcements, student government association. We bring that news to the student community and the Hays community as well.
You don't realize how much Fort Hays State has to offer until you're here.
I mean, it is definitely, this is the land of opportunity here.
I just got back from the MIAA tournament in Kansas City a couple weeks ago where we worked with other production crews, including Pitt State and Central Missouri. And it's a great time. I've gone there the last couple of years.
For me anyway, I get to do sports, which is what I love. And if live productions is where that's at.
This is the perfect place to do it. We have almost everything that you could possibly imagine.
Tiger Media Network allows you the opportunity to take the skills you've learned and put them forward in a real world, real application setting that allows you to flourish and grow as a professional, and that will only help you and benefit you when you graduate and go into the real world workforce.